Okay, hatched, harnessed.
There's a certain mindset you develop as a private pilot, and it's all based around routine. Keeping things to a ritual ensures you follow a tried and tested sequence that gives you the confidence that if it went right last flight, it will more than likely go the same next flight. It's easy to blindly follow your procedures, mentally ticking everything off, thinking all is fine because it has been for all your previous flights. However, what happens when, even though all the boxes have been ticked, something just doesn't feel right? When should you call it off?
Hello, for radio. Golf Charlie Zulu, I'm going to call it off. It looks a bit tight, VFR, so I'm going to head back.
Golf Charlie Zulu, roger. What's yours, I think?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Flying is my favourite thing to do. Even after 30 plus years of buzzing around in little aeroplanes, I still get that excited feeling when I know I'm going to go flying. After planning my destination and routing the day before, I start my flying day routine by checking the weather. I then like to grab some coffee and breakfast on the way to the airfield, and on the 30-minute drive I start getting my head into flight mode. As I drive along, I'm constantly looking at the trees and how they're moving in any wind. I'm looking up at the clouds and trying to gauge their height, and I'm looking around for other little aircraft to see what's flying. I pretty much always take the same roads to the field and use this time in the car as part of my pre-flight checks, and the closer I get to the airfield, the more the anticipation of flight builds. When I get to the aircraft, I like to just study it for a few seconds. Is it sitting right? Does it look as it normally does? I unlock it, open the canopy and switch the power on to check the fuel levels, and if it needs any, I'll put some in. I then commence my walk around checks, starting from behind the root of the left wing, working clockwise around the aircraft, checking with both look and feel. I check all the control surfaces, hinges, bolts, tyres and locking wires, and I take a fuel sample. I rarely find any issues during these checks, but as well as the safety aspect of the pre-flight walk around checks, it's all part of the routine, and once complete I feel ready to strap myself in and go flying.
Northfield Radio, good afternoon. Golf Oscar Papa Yankee.
Golf Oscar Papa Yankee, good afternoon, pass a message.
Golf Oscar Papa Yankee, Sport Cruiser Hangar 6, 1 on board for Old Warden. Airfield information, please.
Golf Papa Yankee 02, left hand circuit, QNH 1027.
102702, left hand Golf Papa Yankee. Alright, just a little flight today, just going over to Old Warden. Favourite little airfield actually, it's one of my favourites. Bit of a slight crosswind today. About 13 knots, something like that.
Ward 11 requesting airfield information for circuits.
But it's the first nice Sunday we've had for a while, so
Ward 6 final, runway 02.
it's
Ward 6 got one climbing out, surface wind 300, 13.
quite busy today.
Today I'm off to Old Warden in g-oopy. The flying conditions are perfect after a period of poor weather, and there's plenty of pilots taking advantage of this bright and sunny Sunday as I taxi out.
So yeah, like I say, not very far today. We're in g-oopy, Golf Oscar Papa Yankee, Vince's Sport Cruiser, and just come over here and do our run up. In temperatures.
Golf November X-ray.
Go ahead, Golf November X-ray.
Not quite there yet.
Backtrack where you going from Bravo 1.
I'll turn it into wind.
Check please, Golf November X-ray.
After this aircraft's gone by the front of you, that's on just touching down, you can backtrack.
Wilco, Golf November
So
X-ray.
put the brake on.
Wheels 05, how many is that so far?
3.
Thank you.
The engine is not quite up to temperature yet, so I wait before completing the run-up checks.
Okie dokie. So, just waiting for this engine to warm up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we'll swap tanks.
Alpha India at the Bravo 1 hold would like to backtrack to the ORP.
4000.
The Rotex is a fairly unique aircraft engine in that the propeller is attached to the engine via a reduction gearbox. Compared to a typical Lycoming and Continental piston engine, the Rotex has very small cylinder capacity. This makes it light, but it means to produce enough horsepower it has to spin twice as fast as a more traditional aircraft motor would. Due to this fast engine rotation speed, the propeller cannot spin at the engine speed, or it would go supersonic, which is why the reduction gearbox is used. RPM is taken from the crankshaft and shows the engine speed and not the prop speed, which is why pilots not used to these engines gasp at the 5000 RPM cruise speeds and the 2000 RPM idle speeds.
Hatched and harnessed, BRS can come out, that's on 7000 and transponding. Fuel pump can come on, locked, landing light when we line up or when we get clearance. Okay, that's okay. Funny because there's just a couple of differences in this aircraft to our aircraft, even though it's pretty much the same thing. But it does mean you have to sort of be on your ball regarding which buttons you're pushing because they're in a different place.
With the run up out of the way, I'm ready to go. There's nothing now that's going to stop me getting airborne.
Golf November X-ray ready for departure. Golf November X-ray, got one on finals.
Wilson 5 final.
Good 5, 29012.
So we're going to do a take off,
Golf Juliet November clear.
turn left
30
up to 1200 feet and then under the TMZ out towards where, then we'll turn in a northwesterly direction.
Changing frequency south on radar 130.1780.
And from there
1780,
we'll turn then westerly to north to Old Ward. So only a short flight, about 25 minutes.
The aircraft feels perfect and ready to fly. I'm feeling great and looking forward to getting airborne as I wait my turn at the hole.
I do like watching the
Golf Bravo Sierra November X-ray. That
I don't know if this is a
in the circuits.
student, looks a reasonable approach, upgrading their approaches.
Enough, and we'd like to request a right turn on departure.
Get a good idea of what the wind is doing as well. Not bad. Norfolk Radio, Golf, Papa Yankees at Bravo 1, ready for fit. Departure in 10.
Roger, stand by. Golf November X-ray rolling. Roger.
So last opportunity, just check everything's okay, all those are in. Trim is definitely sensible, the things that are going to kill you, so that's the main things. You want to make sure the trim's correct.
Yankee, this one just taking off. Surface wind for you is 29010 knots.
Golf Papa Yankee lining up. 02.
Okay, here we go as I add power to cross the hold and enter the runway.
So yeah, things are going to kill you. Fuel,
Like the ORP after taking off aircraft.
trim.
I turn to line up, something's not right. It feels like a binding brake. Maybe it was just in my head, maybe it was just a stone or something.
Whoa, we got a stuck brake.
I'm not sure what's wrong, but I'm not happy and I'm not taking this aircraft into the air until I've checked it.
No.
Is that correct?
Golf Papa Yankee, I'm going to just go back to the apron, seems to have a problem with the brakes.
Roger, that's understood. Do you want to taxi down to Alpha 3 or do you?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I just need to check it out. Something's sticking. I'll pull up over by Vintage and then check it from there.
Roger, that's understood.
Norfolk Radio, Golf Mike Echo is...
So we got a problem with the brakes?
To the east.
Well, there's something not right. I don't know what it is.
Mike Echo 02 left-hand circuit QNH 1027.
32 left.
Something not right.
27, Golf Mike
Can
Echo.
definitely feel something is not right.
I taxi down to the next exit where I know there's a place I can pull over and get out to have a look. I'm now noticing something's not right with the nose wheel and the aircraft is taking a lot of power to taxi.
I forgot a puncher or something.
Whatever the problem is, it's affecting the steering on the aircraft. The Sport Cruiser has a cast ring nose wheel which requires differential braking in order to steer.
Yeah, something not right there.
Making it very vulnerable to any brake or tyre issues.
Move 05, roger.
As I pull up, I'm now pretty confident it's a nose wheel problem. So I shut down the aircraft and jump out to take a look. Flat tyre. I don't know where that's happened. Flat tyre. Well, I don't want to taxi it back to the hangar as I'll ruin the tyre or the spat or both. So it's time to call for some help. Mark, is there any chance you can come over by the I'm by the squadron. I've got a puncture in the nose wheel, and could you bring the tug over for me? Thanks mate, cheers, bye. So where did I pick up that puncture? Well, I've studied the little 360 camera footage I have on the belly of the aircraft, and it appears to have been caused by an object I ran over as I was taxiing to the run-up area. It's really difficult to see, but you can just pick it out flicking up from the nose wheel tyre here. From this point on, the nose wheel tyre starts to deflate, but I honestly didn't feel anything wrong. It was only as I turned onto the runway, the tyre was so flat it twisted and hit the spat, which is what I could feel in the aircraft. It was only through luck that I waited longer than usual for the engine to warm up and had to wait at the hold, as I could have taken the puncture into the air and been unaware of the issue until landing on the grass runway at Old Warden. It would have also meant the aircraft and me being stuck there trying to get it all sorted. A few days later, we get our engineer down to fix the puncture with a new inner tube. This incident shows that dealing with an issue, even if it's just a feeling that something isn't quite right, before leaving the ground is so much safer than departing with a suspect aircraft. Because as this video shows, life gets so much more complicated when things go wrong after you've committed to fly.
Whoa. Okay, bring it down. No, we ain't got time.
Fly safe guys, and short field out.
Keep the pressure up. Okay. Golf Charlie Zulu, gonna turn around and land again.